And we're going to talk a lot about retouching tools and some of the concepts behind those retouching tools. This is what you're going to be using to improve portraiture, but also you can use these tools to remove distractions from photographs, to change or hide certain things that might be uh, contributing less to the narrative or to the story of the photo. So let me give you an introduction into these two basic tools that we're going to be using. Over here on the left in the toolbar, we can see there's the spot heal brush, there's the healing brush, there's the patch tool, there's content aware move tool, and then further down there's the clone stamp tool. So let me go through a couple of ways that these tools are different and some of the ways that they are the same. I'm going to start with the clone stamp tool. The clone stamp tool has the options bar, much similar to a brush. You can change the size and the hardness. You could also change the opacity. And then I want to pay close attention to this sample all layers category here. And this is really important for us to continue editing non-destructively, because we're going to be making copies of our background layer and we're going to be editing on a transparent layer. So we want to see all the layers so that we can pull the information from all those different layers. That's why I want to set this to all layers here. I'll just go over and make a transparent layer here in my layers panel, and then name this layer clone stamp. So here I'll know that all of my clone stamp edits will be on this layer, and if I come in here I can select a source and then copy that source somewhere else. And this is really interesting because it's needed that you'll know a shortcut on your keyboard, which is holding down the option button. And if you see, when I hold down the option button, the cursor turns into a target, and that's the source target. All we have to do is navigate to an area that we want to source. Here, for example, it's the eye, and I'll click with my mouse, and then I am sourcing that area now. If I move my cursor away from the eye, you can see that it is grabbing that eye and copying it to where I can brush it on another part of the photograph. So I'll just do that. This is kind of like a funny third eye happening here. But as you can see, as I'm clicking and dragging and painting with this brush, the source is represented by a cross that is at the original place where I clicked. And then if I let go, it'll turn back again. So wherever I go, you can see that the cursor will have to be readjusted if you want to basically source something from another part of the image. It's always going to be that distance and that angle away from the source. And here it's what it's called aligned, and that's what is clicked on in the options panel here at the top of the interface. So aligned means that wherever I go next, that source will follow underneath it, and that's exactly what it's doing here with this nose. It's doing it with the mouth as well. It's doing it, and let's see if we can find that. Yeah. So as we're moving around, you can see that this is what aligned actually means in the options bar.